Hey, what's up, guys? So I just wanted to talk about some real quick with Red Pill Black. Um, Man, things have just been really crazy going on with her, and at this point, it's just a bunch of bad. It's all bad, and it's all going downhill real fast. So let's get into this, because this is gonna be really interesting. Now, Red Pill Black, Candice Owens. She's got a website called Social Autopsy. She had it, which is basically a doxing service, but she pitched it as an anti-bullying site. But all that it really did was just make it so that bullies can bully people better. So I'm just gonna assume that you guys know about pretty much the entire story. I suggest that you go look up Tree of Logic's videos on it. Also, Andy Worski. There's a lot of other people. Jeff Holiday. There's a bunch of people. Computing Forever, I believe, did one. He did a bunch actually. A lot of these people have made multiple videos over the last few days, and they've been excellent videos. So this is more just another opinion piece kind of thing. So basically, for where I'm coming from is I followed her. I started following her. I found her in my Facebook feed, and I thought that she was interesting. I liked what she was saying. I saw some of her vlogs. I watched some of her interviews, like the Dave Rubin. I saw that one. I didn't see the Stefan Molyneux until after all this stuff had hit. I had not seen the Fox News interview or really any of the other interviews so much. But I had considered myself a follower. I had considered myself a fan of sorts, and I was happy that she was there, right? Because I felt that she was very good about explaining the messages, the points, and showing the hypocrisies and showing what kind of red pill is about. Um, at least on message to some decent degree. So when I was very shocked and surprised when I saw Andy Worski's video, which is the one that I saw first, and then I moved over to Tree of Logic, and then it kind of snowballed from there, all the way up until now, where I'm making this video. So it was basically when I look at so I was a fan and of sorts. I enjoyed the points that she was making, but I was very surprised. I was very Andy Worski let it down easy. He let it down easy. He did a good job. I liked how he presented it in kind of more like a really, are you, is this, no, kind of an attitude. That clicked with me really well. So yeah, I started going and I started looking at it deeper and deeper and deeper. I went to the website myself. I got screenshots of the terms of service, and there's some weird stuff going on in the terms of service. You can probably find a lot of that stuff. Tree of Logic talks about some of the parts that are in that. But what I wanted to do now is I'm going to go through her video, and I'm going to look at it pretty critically. Let's get to it.
Just stupid and doesn't deserve any attention. But I just wanted to create this video to let you guys know what has gone on. I will definitely be posting the email from CNN tomorrow because it's just funny, and you can find the video that Richard Spencer did.
Is this the end? That's the end of it. All right. So we're gonna get into this video. Let's see what she has to say. I'm going to call out the BS as I see it.
Hey guys, so this has been a really crazy week, and I wanted to loop you guys all on what has been going on. Long story short, on Monday of this week, a deep web rumor got started. Essentially,
For one, it's not a deep web rumor. It was put up on YouTube by Tree of Logic, so very far from a deep web rumor.
calling me a government plant and saying that
Nope, nobody was calling you a government plant. All right, let's keep it going.
I was creating a site that was going to dox and put out personal information regarding all conservatives. Essentially,
Nope. Nope. So yes, people were saying that you were putting out a site, which I went to, by the way. That you were building a site that were doxing. There was nothing about conservatives. Nobody ever said anything about conservatives. There is no message about that. Nobody gives a shit about that. All right, let's continue this. All right, so here's what else she got to say.
I was taking conservatives' money, but I was going to be helping liberals identify who conservatives were. It was absolutely ridiculous.
Having liberals identify who conservatives were. Nobody gives a shit. Conservatives don't care. Why? That's not even a remotely justifiable reason, or that's not even something that I would think anybody was thinking. Who would think something like that? That's ridiculous.
And they used old video clips of me when I was a liberal, which I've spoken about a lot.
Which was a year ago. Yeah, 1 year. And yeah, that's to put things into context for what you were doing and what you left still up and running.
About when I was a liberal, to make it seem that I wasn't well-intentioned. It was very obvious to me that
it didn't look well-intentioned. I mean, it looked like you were well-intentioned on it, but at the same time moronic that you thought that was a good thing when actually it was an absolute evil thing. Like, your sense of right and wrong, I think, is way off. I don't think that you understand what something good is and then what something bad is, at least to that degree. Maybe blatant something, if something smacks you in the face, you can say, I didn't like that. But when it comes to you thinking outside and how to handle these issues, I don't think that you understand it to any degree.
The campaign was to make conservatives turn against me, but I was surprised.
No, it wasn't to make. There was no campaign. It was a YouTube video by Tree of Logic, and she's not getting paid to do it, right? Like, it doesn't make sense. There is no campaign. It's your own followers. It's your own people. It's your own people that are doing it.
At how vicious it was and how quickly these videos kept getting circulated and how unknown YouTube personalities were making videos on top of it, claiming that all of this evidence was true.
Right, because all of this evidence is true. If you look it up, I mean, it's blatant. They use your words to just all that they were doing was saying, "Hey, you made this website and you called it anti-bullying, but really when you look at it, it's a doxing site, but you don't seem to understand that it's a doxing site. And now you're here and you're in the public light and you're a public figure at this point with 147 subscribers, 147,000 subscribers. So yeah, people are kind of wondering, hey, it's probably about time we look into her and check out who she is. They did. They found out that you were the crazy lady that created this doxing website who thought it was an anti-bullying thing. I mean, it's two completely, like, your fantasy versus reality. It seems the problem now is that you still don't understand how it was bad. Like, you just like, my heart was in the right place. Well, then you should you should have just, and not only that, you left the site up the entire time up until a few days ago. So it's like, how, if you were red pilled, I would think that the first thing that you would do is examine your own life and figure out where you would be if you have done things that were against what you were doing. And I mean, when you tell your story about it, it's so backwards. Like, if you look at, like, you justify, like, you basically, some drunk guys called you and left 3 messages, and they were yelling obscenities at you. You took it to the teacher and you told the teacher, and then from there it just escalated all the way up to Jesse Jackson. But you didn't think that was the right thing to do. You thought that was an overreaction. But then at the same time, you go and create this anti-bullying thing that basically targets that person who drunkenly made the phone call and puts his entire, in high school, and puts his entire life in jeopardy, and can potentially block his future career paths. I mean, it's called social autopsy, where you're socially destroying someone. I mean, for you to create an anti-bullying site is very strange, because you seem to be the bully in these situations, and we'll see more of your bully attitude when it comes up here.
Obviously, no one was reaching out to me. The icing on the
No one was reaching out to you, except for all of those people, the small YouTubers. All of those people were reaching out to you for asking you for criticisms on things. But that's not something that you are interested in doing. Instead, what do?
Cake came today when Richard Spencer, a very well-known white nationalist,
you pass the blame onto a white nationalist who we all already disagree with. None of the people who are sitting there criticizing you agree with Richard Spencer at all. But you're now shifting who's attacking you. You're lumping me in. You're lumping us in with a white nationalist. So right then and there, you're using identity politics. Think about what you're doing. You're completely going against who somebody is as being red pilled. I mean, she gets really desperate. I mean, and super fucked up and bullied. Just wait and see.
Tweeted out his support of the smear campaign against me. He actually made an entire video about me. This was pretty obvious.
I have not seen this video, and nor do I care. As far as I'm concerned, anybody who sees any of these other smaller YouTube videos, they should be able to see quite clearly how much she's lying and how much, or / just being wrong. It's ridiculous.
That they were trying to, at that moment, turn me against conservatives and make me make a video basically saying that I tried to be a conservative and everybody was a white nationalist, but I didn't fall for it.
Nobody was saying that white nationalism never came into it. Just because anybody agrees with something that he says, that something that Richard Spencer says, just because he says something that is objectively true does not mean that I agree or anyone agrees with anything else that he says. He can say 2 + 2 = 4, but that doesn't mean I agree with anything else that he says. It's ridiculous.
Just in case you thought that was the end of it, in a moment of unbelievable closure, CNN and NBC reached out to me, playing my friend, asking to take me to lunch and asking me about my...
This gets messed up. You basically have somebody, and I looked at the story, because she posted the email the next day. It was messed up. It was so messed up. It was somebody who was reaching out to her, who was saying, I've gone through the same kind of experience that you've gone through. I would love to talk to you, and I'd like to meet up. I work at CNN, and I would like to be able to connect, is basically what the email is saying. It's very friendly. And what does she do?
Red pill moment. I am 100% sure that this was entirely orchestrated by the left. I don't know.
She passes the blame and says that they're basically trying to infiltrate her. She's absolutely paranoid, is what she sounds like. Like, I don't think she's understanding or grasping what's happening right now.
How deep this goes, but I sure know that people have said for a long time that Richard Spencer was working for Democrats, and I now firmly believe.
Who says that? Richard Spencer is working for the... I'd have no idea who says that. Honestly, I think that people should just ignore Richard Spencer and he can just go away. Because nobody should give any fucks about what he has to say. Just ignore the guy. Let them fucking say their stupid bullshit in whatever stupid way they want, and just ignore him. We should be smart and understand that he sucks, and not to just to ignore him. It's not worth it. Come on.
Believe that, and I was not surprised that all the people that were retweeting these nasty, vicious lies about me were not real people.
All that the nasty, vicious lies. There are no nasty, vicious lies. There's people who are saying, "Who are you?" Because you're not making any sense. The decisions that you're making don't make any sense. You made this, you built this website. For what purpose? Anti-bullying. But you call it all these different things. And I mean, it just, looking at it, it looks evil. So how are you, people realize that you made this site. And you need to explain yourself on how you did this. Because on all the other things, you just framed it as an anti-bullying site. And you never got into the whole like explaining of what the problem was. You never explained that it would be done anonymously, that trolls could take it and abuse it and use it. You never explained any of that stuff. You just stood by it and you said, you just passed the blame. You played the victim. You said, I don't know why people were so upset about me building this website. I mean, it was so PG. It's just an anti-bullying site. I mean, how can you be so naive to think that that was an okay thing? And then beyond that, then you woke up, or you took the red pill or whatever terminology you would like to use, but you keep having that site up. I mean, I'm not concerned about the site. There's definitely that's definitely causes question as to your intelligence level and how you can put thoughts together, because that doesn't make any sense how you would go from that to keeping it on, to keeping that website up. Who does that? If you realize your mistake, if you realize that it was a bad idea, which it sounds like you don't realize that it was a bad idea, even still. I mean, I've heard you in interviews saying, yeah, I was really naive, but now you're backing it. You're sending out tweets saying, no, I would never apologize for it. I had my heart in the right place, all this stuff. And it's just like,
they were troll accounts.
They weren't troll accounts. I'm not a troll account.
First is that we have to be really vigilant in what we believe. And when we hear something about one of our own, we cannot become skeptics, and we have to double down.
Cannot be skeptics and double down. You know what? Fuck you. Fuck you. You cannot tell me that I cannot be skeptic. That I cannot be a skeptic towards bullshit that you're putting right in my fucking doorstep. Give me a fucking break. Don't tell me this stupid shit. I don't believe you. Or don't believe this. Don't believe what other people are saying. Don't believe the evidence. You have to double down. No. You don't double down. You fucking face the fire. You fucked up. You apologize. And you move on. That's what you should have done. But now you dug yourself way too fucking deep. And you've shown your ignorance way beyond recovery. For anybody that looks into this. This is absurd. And utterly insulting. It's baffling. Don't be a skeptic. Shame on you. Shame on you. Trying to tell somebody who could regard themselves as red-pilled to not be skeptical? Fuck off. Get the fuck out of here. Boo. Get the fuck out of here. I shouldn't even continue, because she's lost all credibility just by saying that. Fuck off. I'll continue anyways, though.
The goal of this campaign was A, to defund me, which on the first day it worked. I think 50 people pulled out of my Patreon thinking that I was actually a government plant that was trained by the...
No, nobody thought that you were a government plant. That's not true. That's bullshit. People have legitimate questions, as I've already laid out. People are leaving because they realize that you're an idiot. That's why they're leaving. And this is what you do, play the victim, which is something that somebody red-pilled would never do. Because that's that SJW bullshit, is playing the fucking victim. That's not a conservative thing to do. You don't do that shit. And you're passing the blame on to other people. You're accusing your supporters who have questions. You right now, you're just embodying an insult.
CIA, who was releasing a website in 3 weeks. And I think the second thing that we need to be aware of in this community is that this is much uglier than we could have ever expected. And lastly, why did they do this is the question that we should be asking her.
That's what you're not listening to. You're not hearing us. Why did we do it? We're telling you why. We're telling you exactly why. Because your actions are ridiculous. They don't make sense. So why are you doing the things that you're doing? And how can we support you if you think that you're not doing anything wrong or that you haven't done anything wrong? And that you're currently not doing anything wrong. All that it looks like now is that you're lying. It just looks like you're lying right through your teeth. And every time I look at your face, I just see a bunch of lies spewing out. Or just being fake.
And the answer is simple. I am the biggest threat. The rise and the popularity that I have gotten in a matter of 2 months terrifies them. I'm a huge...
Terrifies the left, right? It terrifies the left who are going after you. No, the left is not going after you. The right is going after you. The centrists, who I try to be. I'm trying to be as center as possible. Honestly, I don't even know what centrist specifically means, but I want to be right in the middle as far as opinions go on things. I want to be well educated when I speak on something, and I understand what's going on with her, and she's not making any sense. I mean, actually, there's a lot of things that I don't know about her because I don't know what's real and what's fake at this point. I don't know, because she makes her cases well when she makes her videos. She speaks well on that stuff. She speaks when she's looking at us, when she's speaking as a script or on point. But you divert her off and you grill her on stuff, or you just understand the context, that changes a lot.
Threat to all the lies they have told, and they don't know how to take me out using their old tactics of calling someone a white nationalist.
Nobody's calling you. Nobody's doing any of this. We don't know what you're talking about. Because I've looked on your Facebook. You've got a bunch of support and people asking you questions, and a few people saying, "Get the fuck out of here. I see your bullshit." But that's it. If anything, you've got more supporters who are blind who haven't investigated you at all. If anything, you've got more positive things coming at you than you do negative. You've got more support than you do negative. Maybe that's your plan. Maybe this is all a big fucking hoax or some shit. Way for you to just rise up. See, that's the thing is, your actions are so stupid that people have to create crazy scenarios just to justify your stupidity. I don't know what do you do? What do you do? And this is something that I think that people need to really think about. People really need to think about this kind of stuff. How can you get socially manipulated? It's a good question. This seems that every step, if you examine every step that she's gone through, it looks like this is how you can fucking turn shit on its head and potentially even get away with it. Who knows? She's got a lot of supporters still. Who knows what's going to happen? One thing I do know is that it's going to be documented, and if she tries to get into a position like a political position or some other kind of thing, then these videos are not going to they're not going to be they're not going to hide. They're going to show who she is. They're going to show a side that people aren't used to seeing, that they're not going to like. But we'll see.
They are going to try to create a lie that I am a CIA operative, which is
nobody believes that.
And doesn't deserve any attention.
No. Hey.
But I just wanted to create this video
We
to let you
agree.
guys know
We agree. Found something to agree on. Nobody pay any attention to the theories of that she's a CIA. Nobody pay attention to any of these theories. But that's the problem. These theories crop up because your shit is so mental that, of course, I mean, they should never be taken necessarily seriously, but people are struggling to make sense of your actions. So if they're going so far as to claim that you're CIA, I don't know. You should think about that.
has gone on. I will definitely be posting the email from CNN tomorrow because it's just funny, and you can find...
That's so fucked up. That's the fucked up thing. And she did, and it was just her reaching out. It was just her reaching out, trying to be friends. And she threw her under the bus. Let's finish this
the video
out.
that Richard Spencer did on me on his Twitter feed.
Nobody cares.
Be smart, be vigilant, and I want you guys to know that I didn't fall for any of it, and I know that those were not.
She
really
didn't fall for
conservatives
anything.
Tweeting me saying ugly things, and I for sure know that none of you guys support Richard Spencer or any of his white.
See, and that's how she links you in. That's how she plays the identity politics. She links it in. She says these are critics. I'm being criticized. Even Richard Spencer criticized me. Therefore, all my critics are people who are related to Richard Spencer. Therefore, I know that you people, my allies, I know that you people don't like Richard Spencer, so now you know to ignore all of the criticism. Anybody has anything to criticism to say, those are all white nationalists. That's how you fucking do this. The 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon bullshit on white nationalism. That's how you do it. Right there. That's her. Look at her fucking face. Calling all you fucking people who don't buy her bullshit white nationalists. Fuck white nationalists. We don't give a fuck. We don't watch those people. We don't like those people. Fuck them. But she's sitting here telling you not to be skeptical and not to fucking think for yourself and just to listen to her, and that anybody that questions her is a white nationalist. Fuck off. Give me a break. And now I'm gonna express my disappointment. Because I liked her. I followed her. I felt some kind of connection with her, right? To my own mistakes, right? I didn't look her up. I didn't donate to her. I didn't give her any money. I didn't pay to do any of that shit. But I did follow her. I trusted her. And when you're in this red pill thing and you at least understand the concept and you can relate to it, and you run into somebody else that's kind of feels the same, or you find somebody else that's speaking good about it, speaking well about it and on it, you put your hopes and you put your wishes in that person, and you wish the best for them, and that's exactly what I did. I hoped for the best. I was like, good, nice. I'm like, she's really good. I like what she's doing, right? And then I find out this, which honestly, if it had ended and she dropped the site after it got shut down, she probably wouldn't have been in all this mess. But she left it up, which calls into question her character. It calls into question her intelligence. It calls into question so many things that it makes it difficult to stand beside her on this, especially when she just does all the stuff that I just showed you, and I gave you my opinion on all of that. It was it was painful and it was hurtful and it sucked. I did not like it. It was very insulting. And she just how she goes after her own people that were supporting her was just disgusting. And then not only that, then to take that poor reporter of CNN. I mean, I don't know how you can't see Candice as a bully when you look at everything that she's done and that she's doing. She is like the meanest person I can really imagine right now when I think about it, because what her goals are and what she's kind of done. I mean, the thing is, I don't know what her goals are. And the other thing is, I don't know if this is just her being stupid. I don't know if it's even intentional. I have no idea if she's intentionally bullying the shit out of people. She probably, if she ever saw this, she probably wouldn't even think that she was bullying people. She would probably just say, she'd stick to whatever narrative thing that she has. But honestly, like, when you create a doxing website that functionally promotes the bullying of other people, and then you defend it, I mean, that's baffling. And then you take somebody who's looking for a connection, looking for help, the CNN person who feels trapped in their environment because they don't agree with the viewpoints of the people that are around them. I'm in a dark room because I don't want my identity to just be plopped out there. Because I don't know how other people would perceive my views sometimes. This I don't have any issue with, but I think that if people knew about the red pill type things, I think that they would misunderstand a lot of things, which is why I was happy that she was out there getting popular, expressing these views and normalizing them, because they are normal views. We're not in a comfortable world right now, so this is a loss to me. Her doing this is a loss to me. This only hurts me. I was on her side, but now it just none of it makes sense. None of it makes sense. And she's a bully. She turned her own fans. She called her own fans white supremacists. She said she's told us not to think. I mean, she just went completely against. And that's the thing that just doesn't make any sense, is during this period of time, she's completely the opposite of who she says she is. It doesn't make any sense. So, Candice, I appreciate what you tried. I appreciate you getting those and changing some minds out there, and kind of working on normalizing things. If you manage to get past this train wreck of whatever it is that you're doing, I have no idea if it's just being stupid or what. But if you can get past it and you can be legit on this stuff and be that kind of public figure, I wish you the best, while also taking care of myself. But man, you really did a number. You really did a number. You really shit the bed. You know, I might be one of the few people that's probably taking it harder when I think about it. You know, I might be one. I would think a lot of people are actually they're confused, and they personally, I think that their concern is about the wrong thing. I think that their concern is mostly the doxing website and its existence. My concern is how you fail to understand how bad it is. If anybody can follow somebody who doesn't understand how bad it is, I don't see how I can follow somebody like that. Because I can't have that kind of idiocy around me. I can't support somebody like that. So, oh, that's my piece.